Hey everyone, here we are factoring the trinomial 3x squared plus 10x minus 8. So we're going to be using the method factor by grouping. So no matter which method you use, all three methods start by needing to do the diamond problem, because those two numbers you find from the diamond problem are what's going to help you do the rest of the problem. So create our own little diamond problem here. And remember, AC goes on top and B goes on bottom. And then each of these, it has to be in standard form. A is the one with the x squared, B is the one with the x, and then C is last. So we multiply AC to get this top number. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. And then B is positive 10. Okay, so now the way we find these two numbers, the rule is that they will multiply to be the top number and add to be the bottom number. Now, so the way I do that is by finding all the factors of negative 24, because they have to multiply to 24, and that also will add positive 10. Now, if you follow my flow chart that I have on the slides, you can go to tomorrow's slide and it will be there, or I emailed it out last week. It will help you determine which of the factors should be negative, because the product is negative. So that means you'll have one positive and one negative factor. And then they add to a positive. So again, if you follow the flow chart, that tells me the bigger of the factors will be positive. So 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and 5 times, 5 doesn't go into it, and then we're back to 6. So as I said before, since they're going to add to a positive, the bigger number needs to be negative. I'm going to make all these smaller ones negative. Negative 1 plus 24 is 23. That's not right. Negative 12 is 10. Oh, wait. I took across. I was going too fast. I did it. It's right there. That was quick. So that means my factors are negative 2 and okay, great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm taking this guy again, 3x squared plus 10x minus 8. And essentially, remember, what we're doing is undoing the process of multiplying out two binomials. So the last step in the multiplying binomials is to combine like terms. So we're going to do the opposite and split like terms. So what we're doing is taking this 10 here, 10x, and we're using it with these two numbers. And it doesn't matter which way you do those numbers. You can do negative 2x first, positive 12x second, or reverse. So see, we're allowed to do this because if you add those two things and put them back together, you'll get 10x again. So we're allowed to do it because we're making something that's equivalent or equal to the original. And notice the negative goes with the 2x, and then the positive goes with the 12x. So that's why we have to add x's, so that it will add back to that. Then you just bring down the first term and the last term. Great. Now what I'm going to do is look at these like two separate groups. Okay, because it's factor by grouping. So we look at the first group here, and we want to factor out the GCF. And what that means, remember, is you'll have something in front of parentheses. So we look at the number 3 and 2. Those are both prime. So I could multiply them to be 3 times 1 and 2 times 1 and factor out the 1, but that doesn't make any sense, right? Because a 1 times anything is itself. So we don't need to do anything. So just bring down the numbers. 3, negative. Now we look and we go, oh, this is actually x times x, and this is x. So that means that they both have x in common. So let's put an x up front, so those are gone, and then bring down what remains, which is just this 1x. Done. So we have x, and then 3x minus 2. Okay, now I'm going to forget about that one for a hot minute and focus on the second one. Now, here, remember, you want to make sure you get the biggest factor, so you can like write the list out if you want. If I did that here, 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. And then here, 1 times 8, 2 times 4, 3 times nothing, and then you're back to 4, so you're done. Okay, so they both have a 2 in common, and they both have a 1 in common, right? Great, but we want the biggest. It's the greatest common factor. So we take 4. So So I'm going to have a 4 out front of these parentheses, and then you have to use 4 is paired with. So 4 was paired with 3, so a 3 comes down, and 4 was paired with 2. Make sure to bring that minus. Now, 12 has an x, 8 doesn't. That means I cannot bring out an x, so I have to just bring this guy down. And, oh, lo and behold, something amazing happens. I feel like I'm doing magic. Voila! Look at these guys in the parentheses. They match, okay? So what that means is I'm going to essentially bring that out. But I only write it once, because now what I'm going to do is take the things out front and group those together. So it's a positive 4, so it'll be x plus 4, and now you're done. Remember, you only want 2 binomials at the end. You don't want 3, so don't write this one twice. You go, aha, it matches. Just like how we said, aha, this 4 matches, and we only brought one 4 out, and this x matches, and we only brought one x out. That same process repeats. This matches, we bring one of them down, and then that over there. Awesome. If you want to check, you can multiply those back out to make sure that they are indeed the right binomials, but there you go, factor by grouping. And if you by chance flipped these, you can also have x plus 4 first and 3x minus 2 second, because you can multiply in any order. And there you go. Awesome. Please let me know if you got any questions. Bye.